Okay, I had to break these up into segments shorter than 15 minutes because that's all YouTube will allow me to upload. Okay, so skirt is kind of useless. As you can see, it puts like 3 or 4 layers around your print and has absolutely no purpose to your print whatsoever. I don't know why it's there. I don't know what the purpose of outlining your print is. The next one is brim. That's the one that I had on here earlier. So we'll jump down here to the first layer. So brim just draws, well, as it shows, a brim around your printer or around your printed object, but it does not go under your printed object. So the advantage of this is, since you have a textured build plate, that texturing is going to emboss itself on the bottom of this part, so it's going to have a nice finish to it. But at the same time, those tree branches that we saw are going to have a nice firm surface to stick to, and they're not going to fail due to lack of adhesion because they got a large area to kind of stick to and build off of without messing up your part. The last option here, well, I guess the last is none, but the last adhesion option is raft. So what this one does, this is the most aggressive one and can be beneficial depending on what's going on. So the raft will build 3 layers of filament firmly adhered to the build plate, and you can see, they crisscross each other to build a solid structure. And then the trees we could see are going to be planted right on top of these, and your print itself is going to be on the 3rd layer above this. And the reason it does that is because the trees, when it starts printing them, it's actually pressing the filament into the raft. So it's going to have a good firm adhesion to the raft. It's melted to the raft. Whereas with your print, it's actually starting to lay down that filament on top of the raft. Now, even though the filament for the raft has cooled and solidified, it's still warm because of the build plate, but it's also going to pick up some of that heat from your printed part, and it is going to adhere a bit to it, but not tremendously. There are times where I've had to get an X-Acto knife and peel it off, and it's mainly the outer side that really sticks to the raft. The inside, not so much. I'm not sure why, but that's just the way it goes on it. But, this part that I printed, I used brim, and like I said, it finished on your printer already, and it had 0 issues whatsoever. Mesh fixes, I just leave this as is. I don't even know what it is. Special modes, I enabled coasting and enabled fuzzy skin. I've never actually used them, so I'm not really overly familiar with them. Just something I thought I'd enable, and I can't remember. I had to go up to the settings, and there's additional settings you can enable, but you could look that up if you want to. I can't even remember how to do it. So yeah, that's that. So what we can do here is I'm going to go and I'm going to open another file because I want to add the top lid to this. So I'm going to go up here, which unfortunately you can't see, and go to the top lid. So I'm going to move this to the left side because that's just the way I want it. And we're going to slice this up. And I'll show you what I meant by the file that you had on your card was going to fail every time. And that's because of this. So I don't believe the file you had any support structure or anything underneath, but either way, if you're doing something like this, you want, like you can see here how it only has these little parts touching the build plate, because we're only using brim. These are touching, these are underneath. Why is the brim underneath? We might need to move this away a little bit. So let's move this a little bit away. We'll test this out. unless those clips are up. Yeah, okay, so they're a little bit higher. So that's why this part is when we flip this, this is going to be taller than all the surrounding clips and whatnot on here. So with this, as it starts to build up, it builds up support and whatnot, and then it starts building the clips that go into the side. Now this would be guaranteed to fail because there's very little surface area down here to support these as they build up. And even though, gotta click back over here, even though as we go up it is building support structure under it, if it did succeed in printing, it would not have a nice finish to it because as it starts to build the filament on top of this support structure, it would sag a little bit, and it might stick to this, and when you peel this off, it might leave residue, like little bits, on the bottom of that, and it would not make for a good print. So that's why if we go over to here, so you do have options over here. You can move left and right if you select the object. You can also scale, so you can change this if you wanted to, like that cat for instance. If you wanted to scale up, make it larger, you can change the scaling on this and it'll change everything uniformly. So it, 200% wider, 200% taller, and 200% longer, then it'll change everything uniformly. But we're going to use the rotate function, and it'll allow us to rotate on any of the 3 axes. And we're going to grab the green one because that's what we want right now, and we're going to rotate it, turn it 180 degrees, and now when we reslice this, and the last 2 are a mirror, which I've never used, and support blocker and custom supports. I've never used them either, so I don't know a lot about them. So when we rebuild this, and if we go down to the base, now we could see the large flat surfaces against our build plate, so we're going to get that textured surface on it, but it also has a large area to adhere to the build plate. And then any supports that are needed, they're going to be built on this brim that we have here. So as we go up in layers, now you can see we got lots of area. These pillars that are being built are built directly on the lid itself, so they're adhered properly to it. They're not going to fail. And even if I zoom in here, so we have a little overhang here. Now I have not taken your part off the printer, but just looking at it, like that's like a half or a quarter of a millimeter sticking out there, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. But again, we'll see. If it is, I will let you know when I bring your printer back, and we'll discuss it if need be. So, there's the parts there and the dark blue line showing the travel, but that's pretty well it for the print. Then we can just, so here you could see, it's going to take about an hour. It's going to take just over 1.5 meters of filament, and it's not going to change the number of layers. Wait a minute, we got to change that to 0.12 because we wanted this printed nice. Now, mind you, I've already printed it, but still, just for demonstration purposes. Slicing, putting that back up. So yeah, now we got an hour and a half, about 1.5 meters of filament, back to our 91 layers, and it's going to print out very nicely. And I think I covered this in the first video, but if you go down to the bottom left, you can click on the front view, and now that just shows your build plate and how it's going to print accordingly. And then you can just click on Save as Creality Format. It'll pop up with a menu here, which I can see on my screen and you cannot see on yours, I don't think. And then you can save it as G-code accordingly to whatever your drive is labeled. And that is it. So if you need any more assistance, let me know. And yeah, other than that, have fun 3D printing. Have fun solving a lot of problems. Because I didn't realize how much I would use my 3D printer until I got a 3D printer. So, and then it's just, every problem I have, or so many problems I have, can be solved by printing a part. So, with that, hopefully you've seen the last of the Spaghetti Monster, and good luck on your future 3D printing adventures. 73.